Hey guys, it's Tamara Cinnamon with Cimarron Way. I apologize, my screen is really high, so I'm looking way up. But today it's really ugly. As you can see, it's pretty, dirty, gross, which can really drag a lot of people down. And so what I want to talk to you about today is a tool that we use with equine assisted learning that is super powerful in pinpointing where you're at right now. Because if you don't know where you're at, it's really hard to kind of construct a plan and figure out where you want to go. And I think that this is so important right now in the world that we're living in, especially with the pandemic and so those rules. And so there's a lot of trails that we walk in life, and knowing where you're at again is so key. And so this is something that we use, and this is just our spiral that really shows where we at so we can figure it out. And so the first bit is humanity. Humanity is thriving. Humanity is that place where you're going out, you're very social, you have groups of friends, you have family life, you have relationship life, you have work life, and everything's kind of cooking with gas. Everything's feeling really good. That's the place where it's like everything is a 10, all the areas of your life. And that's where we would all strive to be. But we're in a pandemic. None of us are in humanity. For the first time in most of our, if not all of our lives, none of us are in humanity. And so what happens in that place is that you're there, you're throwing everything straight, and there's kind of that stake in the ground. Something changes, okay? So maybe it's financial issues come up, relationship issues come up, work issues come up, and we start to pull back. And as we pull back, we come down the spiral, and we get into what we call huddle. In huddle, we still have some friends. We still do go out. We've got a great family support. We're probably still working, but we're not going to everything. And one day in huddle, our friends start asking us to go do something, and we say no. We don't want to go to a big sporting event anymore. We don't want to go to those big events anymore. And so that starts that next bit, because as we say no, they stop asking, okay? And that brings on the next. So from humanity, we've spiraled down to the huddle, and we spiral down and into home. Home is where most of us are at the best right now because of the pandemic. In home, we have family support. They're giving us ideas about how to feel good, how to be good, how to do well right now, but we're not going out. We're probably not part of teams at all. We're just kind of doing what we have to do when we go out. But again, something changes one day. And what can happen is we stop listening to our family. We stop deciding that that's of interest. We're tired of them, we're exhausted, and we move down from that home and we spiral into the heart. Heart is a scary place because there's only room for one person at heart. That's the place where we don't listen to family. We're not listening to friends. We're definitely not seeing friends. And that place is really, really pivotal because we live up here. We spend our whole life up there in heart. And again, when there's only room for one, there's only room for one. And something changes one day. And then we hit the last bit of spiral. And this is the really scary last spiral. And that's where we spiral from heart into the whole. And so the whole, it's the bottom of the spiral. That's the place where you can lie in bed and pull the blankets over your head and just think like, what am I doing, right? It's where addictions can come up. Gambling, drugs, alcohol, workaholism, sleeping all day, spending all day like on your phone, just doing nothing, right? And at the bottom of the hole can be suicidal tendencies. Really scary place to be. And so this is such a good indicator of where you're at. You got to know where you're at to know where you want to go. And so knowing where you're at is massive. You can have, what's the next step, right? And so I'm out in the field. As you can see, my horses are in behind, they're eating. And the herd is amazing at this because they jump in where you're at. They jump in the trenches. If you're in the hole, they're going to get in the hole with you. If you're in heart, they're getting in heart with you. And just like a spiral down, the horses can help you on that spiral up on that journey. And on the journey up, you got to start where you're at to get to where you want to go, right? And we got to get creative when we get up to huddle and humanity right now because of the pandemic. But we can do that. The horses can do that. Horses are amazing because they don't do incongruencies. You can say, I'm doing great, and inside, they know you're in the hole. They know you're in heart. So it's just about being authentic about where you're really at so they can jump in there with you and help you make that plan so you can step up one and spiral up one and spiral up one. And so we can get you as close to what thriving is going to look like for 2020 and 2021. The herd is amazing. They do it all. And we see absolutely incredible transformations the very first time people come out. So I want to invite you to that. If you're local to me at all, come on out, shoot me a message, let's book a walk and talk. Come out, meet the herd, figure out where are you on this spiral and how do we get the spiral reversing back up. How exciting, right? So shoot me a message for that. If you're not local, we do a virtual, it's called Journey of the Cimarron. We'll do a virtual walk and talk, figure out where you're at and see, are you a great candidate for Journey of the Cimarron? So we can start deciding how we're going to start moving you up. How do we get you out to that place where you have goals and dreams and you're excited about the future? There is a big future ahead. You just got to kind of be bold, reach out and say, why not me? And so the herd's here to help you with that. Super, super excited. Shoot me a message. Love to hear about it. And if nothing else, grab the sheet, write it down. Where are you? Super important. Have a great day.